Go with the flow. How does flowing water change Earth's surface? If your job was to carry millions of tons of rock and soil across the United States, how would you do it? You might use a bulldozer or a dump truck, but your job would still take a long time. Did you know that rivers and other bodies of flowing water do this job every day? Flowing water, as well as wind and ice, can move large amounts of material such as soil and rock. Gravity also has a role to play. Gravity causes water to flow and rocks to fall downhill.
Did you know that the Mississippi River moves 140 billion kilograms of sediment into the Gulf of Mexico every year? Much of that sediment is deposited at the mouth of the river, forming the Mississippi River Delta landform.
By erosion. Acting as liquid conveyor belts, rivers and streams erode soil, rock, and sediment. Sediment is tiny grains of broken down rock. Erosion is the process by which sediment and other materials are moved from one place to another. Eroded materials in streams may come from the stream's own bed and banks, or from materials carried to the stream by rainwater runoff. Over time, erosion causes streams to widen and deepen. By deposition. After streams erode rock and soil, they eventually drop or deposit their load downstream. Deposition is the process by which eroded material is dropped. Deposition occurs when gravity's downward pull on sediment is greater than the push of flowing water or wind. This usually happens when the water or wind slows down. A stream deposits materials along its bed, banks, and mouth, which can form different landforms.
The stream gradient is the pitch, or slope, of a stream. A stream that flows down a hill, for example, has a high gradient, while a stream in a practically flat area has a low gradient. Gravity works with the stream gradient to affect the speed of the water. Streams with higher gradients flow faster. Particle load, or stream load, is the amount of solid matter carried by a stream. Particle load is measured in metric tons and is made up of dissolved material in the stream, fine sediment that is suspended in the water, and material that is pushed along the bottom. Streams with higher stream gradients can move larger particle loads. This fan-shaped mass of sediment is deposited by a river when its flow is suddenly slowed. Alluvial fans typically form where a river pours out from a steep gradient onto a flat plain. Unlike deltas, alluvial fans are not deposited into a body of standing water. A stream's speed determines its ability to erode, transport, and deposit sediment. Water moving at a faster speed can move more sediment as well as larger sediment particles. Though you can't tell by just watching it, water in a stream does not all travel at the same speed. Water near the bottom travels more slowly than water at the surface because of friction, or drag, on the stream bottom. The channel is the course through which a river flows. Channel formation is caused by water flowing and eroding a path. The river's shape is determined by the channel. It can be straight, like a canal, or meandering. Sometimes a landscape change from erosion, sediment deposition, or obstacles will cause a river to change course and begin forming a new channel. A floodplain is an area near a river or stream that, you guessed it, floods. Floodplains are flat, or nearly flat, and are usually made up of sediments such as sand, silt, and clay deposited during floods. Floodplains flood when the river overflows. Some flood frequently, in some cases every year, but others flood very infrequently. Deltas form at the mouth of a river, which is the place where a river flows into an ocean or lake. As the river widens and empties into the standing body of water, it deposits some of the sediment that it has been carrying. These deposits build over time, resulting in the delta landform. Many deltas have a triangular shape, but they can have other shapes too.
Canyons and valleys by erosion. The processes that changed Earth's surface in the past continue to be at work today. For example, erosion and deposition have taken place throughout Earth's history. 6 million years ago, Earth's surface in the area now known as the Grand Canyon was flat. The Colorado River cut down into the rock and formed the Grand Canyon over millions of years. Landforms, such as canyons and valleys, are created by the flow of water through streams and rivers. As the water moves, it erodes rock and sediment from the streambed. The flowing water can cut through rock, forming steep canyons and valleys.